Hey guys, it's me, Sonia. I'm here again. I'm back with another video. I'm gonna do another Valentine's look. This could be more of a natural eye, bold lip statement. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm gonna be doing a few Valentine's murder stories again. These are just little quick ones, not a lot of detail. I like going through different stories. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Please, please, please continue to subscribe, like my videos, share it to your social media, comment if you anything positive, negative, anything. Well, not too negative, but any constructive criticism. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you for being here again. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. All the time you're taking to watch my videos. Go ahead and get started. I'm gonna do my eyelids first, like always. I am going to explain these e.l.f. eye tapes. I used these last time. So I basically use this when I want to get a sharp edge on my eye. So for instance, today I'm going to be doing a brown eyeshadow liner. So I'm going to be using this to help me trace out. Like if it was a wing liner, but this time it's going to be with eyeshadow. So this really helps me get that. So it comes 40 strips, but they're so long. So I cut them in half and I use half of it for one, other half for the other eye. These are like $3 and it comes with quite a bit. So that's what I'm going to be using just in case you're confused about what it is. But I'm going to go ahead and conceal my eyelids. I have my eyelids are very pigmented. And then I went ahead and I did do my eyebrows off camera. I went and got my eyebrows done yesterday and the lady kind of ruined them for me, of course. They're repetitive. It's the same steps. I'm not doing anything different. I will link what I'm using down below in the description box. So you check that out because it will have everything that I'm using. So I'm going to go ahead and conceal my eyelids to start with my shadow. The eyeshadow palette I'm using today is the Nude Mood. I'm going to do a very natural look, so I'm not using a lot of colors or anything like that. Go in with the lightest shade, this color here. And just put that all over my eyelid. I do have oily eyelids, which is why I do this. But if you don't, you probably don't need to do this part. I'm going to go ahead and get started on the first story. So this is Valentine's Day murder that occurred in 2001. So on Valentine's Day 2001, Dr. John Hamilton ordered an expensive bouquet of flowers for his wife, Susan. But she would never live to see them. Coming home between surgeries, he allegedly found his wife dead in a pool of her own blood. She had been strangled with 2 of his own neckties and had her skull beaten so badly that pieces of her brain were exposed. By their friends' accounts, Susan and John Hamilton had a happy marriage. But as the investigators dug deeper, they found some suspicious clues that made Dr. Hamilton their prime suspect. And this happened in Oklahoma City. There was a note that his wife had left him on Valentine's Day in a card that said, "I bought my cards 2 weeks ago, so I guess maybe they don't seem as appropriate now. But I do love you. Have a good day, Susan." Then to complicate the matter further, the police found traces of blood and flesh in Dr. Hamilton's car. They also found Susan's jewelry hidden in an underwear drawer, almost as if someone had wanted the police to think a robbery had taken place. After an expert witness testified that the blood splatters on Dr. Hamilton's sleeve were consistent with someone beating his wife, the jury convicted him of murder in less than 2 hours. So Dr. Hamilton murdered his wife Valentine's Day 2001 by beating her skull. And he was a surgeon. So you see I have them on. I'm just gonna go in with the darkest shade in this color to dark brown. I don't wanna use black, so that's why I'm using an eyeshadow. And I'm just gonna shade it into a wing, into my lid. So the next murder that I'm gonna speak about is the Olympic athlete Oscar Pistorius. And he shot his girlfriend. So Oscar Pistorius rose to worldwide fame after his victory in the 2004 Paralympics. So he was a quadriplegic. He didn't have no legs, but he used the prosthetics, and that's how he was in the Olympics and won in 2004. After Valentine's Day in 2013, he became known for something very different: the murder of his girlfriend, Reva Steenkamp. Pistorius admits that he fired the gun that killed his lover, Reva Steenkamp. He denies it was murder. He claims that he thought he heard an intruder, and then he was acting in self-defense. Text messages were recovered from his girlfriend's phone and said she was afraid of him and that he was capable of snapping aggressively at her. A court ended up finding him guilty of murder. So you see how I was able to get like a little fake wing liner with my eyeshadow? Those strips really help. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my base and talk about a Valentine's Day murder. I'm gonna be using this foundation. This stuff is so amazing. I've been using it for years. So this story is about a Baptist missionary who murdered his wife on Valentine's Day. So on Valentine's Day 2013, Minister Nathan Luthold gave his children Valentine's Day cards before school and then shot his wife in the face. It took a jury only 90 minutes to find him guilty of murdering his wife, Denise. Luthold waited for his wife to return home so he could fire a gunshot right through her head. Investigators found that he made hundreds of internet searches about how to most effectively kill someone. He had Googled how much poison a human body could withstand and how to quietly fire a .40 caliber Glock handgun, which was the weapon he used to kill his wife. Furthermore, he used his children's college fund to pay his mistress hush money to not tell the police they were having an affair. The mistress was at the house often, teaching the children Lithuanian. He was sentenced to 80 years. For concealer, I'm using the Flower Beauty Light Illusion. This one's really good too. Drew Barrymore's makeup line. So this next story is of a wife hiring a hitman to kill her husband on Valentine's Day. So Stacy Shaw knew she wanted her 5th husband dead. 5th husband. But she wasn't sure how to execute the plan. Or her husband. She decided to hire a personal trainer known as Mr. Results, who was also a hitman, to take out her unsuspecting husband. She told her husband she wanted to exchange Valentine's Day cards in a public park, and that is where Mr. Results shot him. She gave him, the hitman, $10,000 for service and immediately claimed her husband's $500,000 life insurance policy. Unfortunately for her, she arranged almost everything via phone calls, which the police ended up getting recordings of. She'll be spending the rest of her time in federal prison, and Mr. Results was also charged with his murder. So this was a little twist. Usually most of the ones I'm talking about are husbands killing their wives. This one was a wife killing her husband, her 5th husband at that. I feel like at that point, just be single. No husbands no more. So this next story is of a bitter ex-boyfriend that stabs his former girlfriend for revenge. So this occurred on Valentine's Day in 2009. I'm using the 25-year-old Tiana Notice broke up with her boyfriend, James Carter, because of his frequent volatile and sometimes violent behavior. Carter wasn't willing to give her up, however, even after she received multiple restraining orders. He continued calling, texting, and emailing Tiana, eventually culminating with these threats. So these are messages he wrote her. Trust me, baby girl, ... You are going to lose everything. As God as my witness, punishment is on the way, so be prepared. You will have nothing but bad luck, you hear me? Remember this email when karma bites you in the ass. But you will have to answer to God first for screwing James's family over because of all the things they did for you. Despite frequent police interventions, Carter kept trying to visit Tiana at her home and workplace and wrote her many letters. His behavior alternated between extremely hostile and extremely apologetic, oftentimes trying to make amends to get back with Tiana. One of the letters he wrote her was, God told me to write, so please don't tell the cops. I'm going through a life or death situation right now, and you're the only one I can talk to. You ever been close to death or thought you were going to die? If I'm lying, may the Lord strike me down and kill me tomorrow. My dad said he had a dream that our neighbors gave us 2 tombstones at our house. Please help me get rid of the restraining order. Tiana returned to the police with this email, and they finally agreed to take in Carter for violating the restraining order. They wouldn't be able to arrest him in time, however. On the evening of Valentine's Day, 2009, Tiana was killed by over 20 stab wounds inflicted by her ex-boyfriend, James Carter. He was sentenced to 60 years in prison. It's so sad because of how many times I know she went to the cops, and it took finally one last one, and it just wasn't, they didn't do nothing in time for her. My next story is a loving couple tortured to death after Valentine's dance. Valentine's Day 1971 was the last holiday 19-year-old Jesse McBain and 20-year-old Patricia Mann spent together, or spent alive for that matter. The young lovebirds accompanied each other to a Valentine's Day dance at a local hospital, but neither returned to their beds that night. The police initially ignored the case, assuming the couple had just ran away or eloped, and only a few days later began to investigate. A few weeks later, after a local surveyor found 2 bodies tied to a tree, still lovingly leaned against each other, it was Jesse and Patricia. Marks on their necks and bodies indicated that a rope was tightened around them multiple times, implying some sort of sick torture. Because their kidnapping and death happened in different countries, multiple police precincts were involved that oftentimes were reluctant to share information with each other. No suspects were ever brought in, and the murderer remains at large to this day. So the couple was engaged to be married, and they were at a dance at the Watts Hospital in Durham. And they also said that the couple was stabbed, as well as possibly being tortured. And they also believe that the couple possibly knew the murder, but they're not too sure. So for today's look, I'm gonna do a pink lip and a red lip just to kind of show how you could, you know, alternate and do whichever one you prefer. I'm gonna start off with pink. Alright guys, so this is the final look. Hope you guys are enjoying these videos. I think the next one I'm gonna do a chit chat where I just talk about me and life and maybe not a murder story. I hope to see y'all in the next video, and if you do this look, let me know. It's so simple but yet so cute for Valentine's Day. Y'all have a wonderful time, and I will see y'all in my next video. Thank you so much for being here again. Bye.